What are some boyfriend-girlfriend relationship hacks? My wife periodically suffers from a general melancholiness and will need to do something to snap out of it, but will decline everything I offer. I've found that instead of asking, if I just say we are doing this, she's likely to go along with it and come out with a sunnier disposition. For example, would you like to go out to a movie? We'll get a sullen no, but movie title is playing at 6. Let's go. Gets a positive response. My wife is well aware I do this and thinks it's a great arrangement. She understands that, if given a choice, she'll often just mope around the house unhappy. Too long didn't read. If someone needs a pick-me-up, don't ask if they want to do something. Just tell them what your plans are and they are more likely to go along with it. Edit to everyone saying how amazing I've been with my wife for 6 years as of yesterday. Actually, I only figured this out about 6 months ago. I have never been one for public displays of affection. My girlfriend now wife is begin to PDA. She would often complain that I never tell her I loved her in public or shared a kiss or hug. I always held her hand and felt this was enough in public. She disagreed. So my solution was to discreetly show her my feelings by squeezing her hand twice, and she would reply with squeezing my hand the times. I explained to her that 2 hand squeezes meant love you and 3 squeezes meant love you too. This quickly caught on, and we have been doing this for 8 years now. She hasn't complained yet about lack of PDA. As a bonus, when we married, my wife purchased my wedding ring with squeeze engraved inside. That's a cute freaking story, bro. Ever since I started dating my wife, she always loved to tickle me. A year into the relationship, she confessed it was her way of getting me to hold her hand. Apparently, to stop the tickling, I grab her hand and hold it like normal hand holding. Still works to this day, and I smile every time I realize she's pulled her trick. Well, since you said relationship and left it open to interpretation, I'll share. My younger sister, 11 years old, has learned this trick where, if she ever gets in trouble is being yelled at by my mother, she turns on country music, and my mom almost immediately stops being upset and just starts singing with it. Only country music though. Nothing else works. I've witnessed this countless times, and it is ducking genius. Country music, or being yelled at by my mother. Country music, or being yelled at by my mother. Country music, or being yelled at by my mother. I know a guy who has a standing 10 tip with his wife's hairdresser. He gets a call each time his wife gets her hair cut with a brief description of what was done. Wife walks in the door. He says, "Honey, did you get your hair done? It's a bit shorter and looks great." Winners all around. One time my mom got her hair cut like drastically. It was probably at about the middle of her back before, and after it was well above her shoulders. Somehow my dad didn't notice for a whole day and a half until they ran into someone they hadn't seen in a couple months who pointed it out. My dad still says how uncomfortable the couch is. My girlfriend knows that if she kisses me on the back of the neck, I can't stay angry. If I'm ever angry or upset, she won't let me fall asleep. Normally, I don't like to talk about my feelings. All she does is say my name softly and kiss the back of my neck, and I open right up after that. I have little control. It makes me very comfortable. We've had great talks with me as the little spoon, and she just talks into the back of my neck. You are never the little spoon. She is the jetpack. Squeeze her arms and make rocket noises. My girlfriend is going to be very confused tonight. This is going to be awesome. Just wait till she plays along and starts farting. If a girl did that to me, I'd propose to her on the spot. Whenever my uncle farts, his wife says I love you. Eventually my uncle started saying I love you too every time he farted around her, prompted or not. Hide chocolate around the house, in random places, when roommate girlfriend is missing, crampy, hormonal, and miserable, and calls me at work to complain about feeling terrible. Tell her to look behind the silverware tray, under the couch cushion, behind the plant, etc. Instant comfort, and it shows that you care enough to go to the trouble to prevent problems before they happen. Of course, This can lead to her craving chocolate when she's not feeling crampy and awful, which can lead to you coming home to find her trapped on top of the fridge, unable to get down after having searched for chocolate. I just remember that the same guy who doesn't notice my spiffy new haircut or new dress or that I wash the dishes is the same guy who doesn't notice when I get a horrible haircut or gain 10 pounds or that I didn't bother to clean up my place before he came over. This is probably the best advice in here. Whenever I showed any spontaneous affection, my wife would complain, "I guess someone wants something." It started out as a joke, but over the years it became a real turn off. Sometimes I just felt like I loved her and wanted to touch or whatever. Years later, she complained that I don't initiate. I just put on my business socks. It works every Wednesday. BJ, if you want a man to forgive you, if you want him to go to sleep or wake up, if you want him to just shut up, if you want to have sexy time with him, but he's not in the mood. BJ, I've never given one without achieving my desired results. I have something that I've taught a few friends that has always had great results. It could be considered a hack, since it gives an easy framework to give accurate, positive communication which people love. The trick is, you can't just say these words expecting reinforcement, but rather you mean what you say and hope it just makes them happier. This comes with an easy fill in the blank format. I really like it when you do, because it makes me feel. For the first blank, choose something really simple that your so does for you that never really gets noticed. This could be anything from doing your laundry to hugging you every time they come home. The first is the easy part. However, the second part is tricky. You need to identify an actual emotion that you experience towards the behavior. For example, if the behavior is sending a good night text each night, a wrong emotion would be nice, especially since this is not really an emotion. A poor emotion would be happy. This is vague and somewhat meaningless. A good emotion would be loved. Communicates a powerful effect. So let's try it with the sentence format. I really like it when you send me a good night text every night because it makes me feel loved and cared for. When choosing the emotion, make sure it is something real that you feel, because they will be able to tell if you're just making stuff up. Some of the more powerful emotions include validated, secure, appreciated, safe, and sexy. Sexy is a bit tricky, as is validated, but I would imagine that these might have the most powerful effect, since many people have difficulty feeling sexy or validated as a person. A little trick you could use with this is to pick an emotion like validation and find a behavior that reflects this. I really like it when you respect my opinion, because it makes me feel validated as a person. I will be waiting for your book. 4 head kisses and Cadbury mini eggs fix most problems. A few things. My BF and I have divided up the chores. We never have to do the chore that we each, respectively, hate. I never have to wash dishes, take out the trash cans, or scoop dog poop. He never has to do laundry, clean the bathrooms, or change the sheets. It's very low stress and things around the house stay neat. In the instances that we both hate the same chore, we'll either do it together or take turns. We have our own hobbies. We do our own things in the same room, so it's like we are spending time together without expecting full attention from one another. He plays games. I hang around online, or do my nails. I read out the hilarious threads on Reddit for him, since he can't read and play at the same time. We have a food chart divided into types of food, and then restaurants, places to eat listed out in each category. When we don't know what to eat, we just pull out the list and read it until something sounds good. Or one person picks 5, the next person picks 3 of those, and the first person picks from those 3. We sleep on arguments. The never go to bed angry thing does not work for us. The more tired I get, the more irritable and irrational. It helps to just go to sleep, then wake up and talk about it once we've calmed down. My fiance gets really upset with me if I work late and forget to text her. I often forget, and she won't make the first move to text me. It was getting to be a huge deal. Then I discovered Llama for my Android phone. I set up a script that fires if the time is after 6:40. I usually leave work by 6:15. If I'm still connected to the cell tower at work, and if I can still see the Wi-Fi network, this script sends a text that says, "I'm going to be working late tonight," and links to let me know it's sent. It's been working fantastic. I just recently added a new one that fires if the time is after 5 PM, and I have just left the work cell tower area. That sends a rhyme on my way home message. She has been super pleased at how consistent I have been about letting her know what is going on. And the best part is that I don't even have to remember to do anything. Thanks technology. My girlfriend always falls watching TV on the computer. Usually, I hold the laptop while she lays on my chest. She always falls asleep first, leaving me with the tricky task of rolling her off of me without waking her up. Following some stupid suggestion I read in a magazine, I squeeze her gently, give her an audible kiss on the head, and then roll her over. I repeated these exact steps every time she went to sleep, with success. After a year, I decided it was time to put my hard work to the test. She fell asleep on my chest as usual, but this time all I did was give her a light kiss on the forehead. As if by magic, she immediately rolled over. Now, no matter what position she falls asleep in, I can make her roll over just by making a kissing sound. Too long didn't read. I Pavlovian conditioned my girlfriend to roll off my arm, and you can to squeeze, kiss, roll. Whenever I put on my roband wizard hat, she leaves me alone. Get naked, act normal till he turns around, form the computer. Worked like a charm every time. Now there's Diablo. Don't buy flowers when you duck up. That's cliche. It's alright for anniversaries and birthdays and stuff, but the best time to buy your woman flowers is totally out of the blue. It's a thoughtful little gesture when it's random, and it doesn't cost you much, but gives you mad karma for when you do duck up. My wife has this hack that when she puts sweatpants on, I know for sure I'm not getting any that night. Really, sweet pants for me means easy access for later. I have a full-on awful sleep pattern and never sleep well, constantly tossing and turning and kicking. My girlfriend found 2 ways around this. The first is the way she positions herself in my arms, which is quite a secure and solid position, given she is less than 5 feet tall and weighs next to nothing. When I turn over, she usually comes with me. She seems to sleep through it, and given I have a large bed, I'm yet to throw her out of it. Apparently it is better than being kicked or rolled onto. The second is when we crash in a bed which is far too small for the 2 of us. I lie on my back, and she lies on my front, stomach to stomach. As she is so small in comparison to my height, probably around 6 feet, so she fits quite snug using my torso as a mattress. Where do you want to go to dinner? I don't know. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Okay. Pick 3 or choose. You pick 3. Daily bar and grill. The pick me up. And I don't know. Leonis. The pick me up. Done. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of Reddit Universe,